Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Y'all already know we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of our favorite shows over here at the Brandy Yvonne channel. Tonight is Saturday night. We are talking Owns Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 5, episode 6. We need a resolution. Shout out to Aaliyah. Anyway, before we get into anything, y'all don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate when y'all do that. Y'all know we gotta hit the algorithms over here. Please also comment down below. Let me know what y'all think of the season thus far. Also, don't forget to share, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That also is going to help with algorithms and grow this channel. Thank y'all for all the support thus far. Drop down in the comments. Let me know you subscribe. Say, hey, some of y'all been doing that, and I love it. Keep it up. Keep it up. Let's dialogue. Let's debate. Even the millimeters. I'm here for the good debate with y'all, too. Some of y'all was get a little busy on Twitter tonight, but it was okay. I think of it this way when it comes to all that. I ain't gonna ever meet y'all. I ain't gonna ever see y'all. I don't even live nowhere near Huntsville. I live on the other side of the country. So, you know, it's that. So, I mean, we're gonna have a healthy, fun debate. So anyway, sorry this video's late, y'all, on a Saturday night. Y'all see how to get my hair together, okay? I gotta get back to work soon. Church in the morning, all that. I'll probably do my family or fiance video tomorrow after church as well. All right, let's get into Love, Marriage, Huntsville. Y'all probably tired of hearing all my stories. So, episode, let's see, starts off with, what's her name? Tiffany coming to go visit Destiny. I don't know why I couldn't think of her name. She brought her something to drink. Sound like Destiny said she wanted a smoothie. Anyway, girl, she bought you something good. Destiny wanted some alcohol in that drink, but nevertheless, she had I don't know, she bought her lemonade, whatever the hell she bought her to drink. So anyway, you know, Tiffany's like, oh, girl, sorry, I couldn't come to your event. Me and Lewis couldn't come, but how was it? So Destiny's filling her in on everything that happened. We had to go through several versions of what the heck happened last week. So here we go. So anyway, Destiny is explaining how Stormi came through with some flowers and a Gucci box, but she really appreciate that because she wants Stormi to put her canvas products into her store, and she would appreciate that more. Tiffany let Destiny know that, oh yeah, Stormi's really been trying to be friendly and build relationships with everybody. And she gave me some flowers and sent me some products as well. I said, oh yeah, Stormi been on an apology tour. Stormi saw that she was not well received by the audience, okay, this last season. So Stormi came back and she is doing damage control. She's trying to fix her image. But I see it. I see it, Stormi. I mean, I appreciate the effort, but I see you. I see you. So anyway, Destiny's explaining like, okay, I'm already stressed. She came, then Mel came, and then she didn't even speak when she came in. Of course, we know she did. I think they played the flashback right there as well. Destiny's like, if she did speak, she didn't speak, good enough for me to hear it, and she didn't. Mel definitely did a passive, hey girl, speaking in a way that it wasn't gonna be loud enough for everyone to hear it, but it was loud enough for them to capture it on camera so that she has proof that she did speak. It was very passive aggressive, let's call it out. Anyway, but she spoke. We're not gonna take it away from her that she spoke. So anyway, then Destiny's, filling her in about how it was a big old brawl, and, she shouted out to Melody once Mel was leaving the building saying, this is my event. And then Mel's like, oh, you just want a moment. And she called her girl. And Destiny's like, we ain't supposed to be calling each other girl. And she was like, girl, I am the moment and all this stuff. So then they talk about the whole fight with Miss Wanda. And she's like, yeah, after, me and her got into it, then she went outside to talk to Miss Wanda, where Miss Wanda had her food set up, and she was like, that was not the place for that. And Tiffany was like, I've been told I need to work on my timing with things, and I'm trying to work on my timing, but it looks like everybody else is not working on their timing. They not. But yours is in a different way, Tiffany, but yeah, they not working on it, girl. So anyway, Tiffany is like, okay, that's kind of weird because after Galentine's, you guys weren't all in a good place. And then why would she come to the event? And she's like, exactly. And she did not come to support me. And that's a good point. I thought that was made. Mel never, like, well, we didn't see Mel ever go up to Destiny and say, oh, girl, I just can't support you. Now, Stormi did. And like Destiny said, yeah, okay, she came with good intentions because she did. Stormi said, I just want to support you. I want to do this. Stormi did come with the right heart, right attitude. Mel's like, hey, Destiny, and kept it moving in Destiny's store and Destiny's event. That's why I say, I don't care if it's a public event or private event. It's Destiny's place of business at the end of the day. And Destiny should have did security like Letitia did, or like Mel did on Tisha and Destiny, all the damn names. Destiny brought that up to Tiffany as well, and she was like, yeah, I should. And she was talking about how she was shouting at Mel outside the door. Remember when she was hanging outside the door last week saying, yeah, I should have had you escorted out like you did Tisha. And so they played that clip. I hollered at that clip because I remember the moment, but I didn't remember the way Mel said security. She's like, security. Yes, hi. I was hollering security. I'm always be saying security like that. Security. Can you please grab her? So I don't care. Okay, I don't care if it was private, public, event, whatever. Destiny should have called security and had who she didn't want escorted the hell out of there. So anyway, Destiny was saying how they basically ruined her event and her place of business and all this stuff. So then, they wrap up their conversation. So then, let's see. We see the Scotts, I believe. So we're at the Scotts house, and we see Maurice and Kimmy talking about the previous night and everything that happened. And Letitia came over. I guess they invited the other Scotts over for breakfast. Letitia came through the house. I was like, they just walking through the house, but they are family. So anyway, she's like, is this all right to get for breakfast? And so she was like, where's Marcel? And then Tisha, you can tell she was pissed. She's like, I don't know, I guess he on his way. I don't know. She's like, yeah, they had a big fight the night before, the night of the brawl, because, Marcel didn't want Letitia to get involved. And he was trying to tell me Letitia she needs to, like, be quiet when her mom is popping off and all that. And she didn't like... So she's telling Maurice and Kimmy that, she didn't like the way Marcel talked to him because he talked to her, I'm sorry. And because he basically made it like it was her fault, everything that happened. And like, she shouldn't have got involved and she just needs to be silenced. And she's like, I'm really sick of it, the way he, is talking to me. And you need to really talk to him. She tells Maurice, you need to really talk to him about the way he's speaking to me because I'm really fed up with it. So the way she said it, in my opinion, y'all, sorry, I didn't want my things over here to get wrinkled. So the way she said it, to me, it was like Marcel been talking to her in a certain way for a long time now. Did y'all pick that up, or am I tripping? Or was she just talking about in this moment the way he's been talking to her? So anyway, then, Marcel did come through, y'all. He came through. I'm sure he came. He was coming. I knew he was coming. So anyway, and so Kimmy's like, oh, you good from last night? And he was like, cool from last night. Like, what? You could tell he was over it. I believe Marcel had been drinking before he went down to Madani, though. That's what I think. I don't mean no shade about that, but I feel like he had a few shots before he got down to Madani. So anyway, he was saying, so then he tried to explain what happened in this like logistical, scientific way. And I was just like, huh? He was like, so basically, what happened is, you got Miss Wanda over here getting in Mel's face. And then you got Mel getting over here in Miss Wanda's face. And then, of course, Martell, he's going to try to protect Mel. And then Tisha going to try to protect her mom. And then I got to get in the middle of it because, at the end of the day, me and Martell, we are both protectors. And we are not going to let anything happen. And I was just like, at the end of the day, y'all fought. That's what it was, Marcel. That's what it was, okay? There's no explanation. There's no explaining your way out of it. And so Marcel's thing is that, at the end of the day, I got to be a protector. If I asked Tisha not to get involved and her not to get involved because if, something happens to her, his whole thing. And so then Tisha and Kimmy went inside to talk, and Kimmy was saying like, the situation sucks because at the end of the day, it's your mom. And so, she was like, if Miss Wanda wasn't your mama, like, this would be a whole different situation. But at the end of the day, she's your mom. So, like, what are you going to do? And she's like, and Marcel's really in the worst position of all because he adores you so much. And he wants to protect you. And then, if he gets put in these situations. And so Tisha's things like, yeah, I understand that, but you know, he was trying to tell me the way he was explaining last night, like, I need to be silent, I need to not say anything, I just sit there and be quiet, and I'm not a slave, I'm not going to just sit there and be quiet, I'm not going to do that. For me, it was a bit giving Marcel was like that in other situations as well. I felt really bad for Tisha in this scene. I just felt her, like that boss lady energy she was giving us like a couple episodes ago when she was getting Martell all the way together down to black about buying into Skull. Like that Tisha was gone. Now we got kind of shrink back Tisha, and I didn't like that. Like I felt like she had really started kind of gaining her confidence and coming into her own. And so I hope that she finds that confidence back again, and to strengthen herself. And, you know, she can stand up to Marcel. I get what Marcel was saying, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, if Tisha, you're putting yourself in a situation and then there's men and women fighting, of course Marcel is going to feel the need to protect you, and you are putting him in that situation. And women, anybody can take it too far. However, and I'm gonna speak more about this when we get to the part with Funky Dineva. When Martell and Marcel fight, that had nothing to do with Tisha or no women, because there was no women around when Marcel and Martell fought. So the women or the Tisha Melody or Miss Wanda didn't make y'all fight. Y'all fought on your own accord. Now, when they were all mixing together and Martell was blocking Mel and Letitia came to block Miss Wanda, okay, I get Marcel's point in that regard, right? So anyway, outside, while the women are inside in the kitchen talking, and Marcel and Maurice are outside talking, and Marcel's explaining that, you know, when it comes to me being a protector and being responsible for, you know, being the decision maker, you know, I have to make the decision. Of course, I have to have my wife's input, my wife's understanding, but if it comes to a matter of me protecting my wife like a safety issue, then I need her to not say anything and just follow directions. I get what he's saying. I think Marcel's delivery is probably poor. I think he needs to kind of soften up in that regard. Again, he's a man and he's a very manly man. I get what he's saying. I think it's just the way he does it, because it's not going to always be okay, you need to shut up and listen to me. I get it if, you know, someone's coming at them, you know, with something crazy about violence is happening. Okay, I get that. And they had violence last week, so I get that. But, you know, he doing a little too much. So I get what he's saying. He's a protector, he's a man, and she does need to follow suit if they're in a dangerous situation. However, you know, there's a way to do that, and it doesn't need to be you just need to shut up and listen kind of thing. Tisha's thing was like, she's explaining her confession was like, I wasn't going to really like get in a fight. Like, I have a voice too. I matter as well. And of course, like, I'm going to stick up for my mom, and I'm not just going to stand there and be quiet. And she was like, at the end of the day, I wasn't going to really fight anybody, and I have too much to lose. So he needs to just, you know, trust me in that regard. Now, my thing is, Tisha, like, I do kind of agree with the men. Like, the women was popping off at the mouth. They don't know how far you're going to take it. Like Marcel said, Mel wasn't backing down. Miss Wanda wasn't going to back down. So he doesn't know that if Mel swings, Tisha's not going to fight as well. Like, and then Martell's right there, like, what he's going to do. I get that part of it also. Like, it's just all a horrible situation and a hot mess, y'all. So anyway, then the women come back outside. I thought they were supposed to be eating breakfast, but I didn't see no breakfast present. I mean, they see stuff on the table, but I couldn't tell what the hell they was eating. Did y'all know what they was eating for breakfast? So y'all drop it down in the comments if y'all can tell what they was eating. So anyway, because y'all know I like to see what people eating. So then, you know, they were talking about it a little more, and so Marcel was saying, like, you know, it's really hard, but like, I might have to distance myself from Miss Wanda, you know, that she's causing all these problems, and he's just talking about the whole situation even more. And so Maurice is like, well, that's kind of hard because Miss Wanda at the end of the day is always going to be tied to Tisha. So like, what do we do? How do we fix it? Kimmy's like, yeah, how do we fix it? And so Marcel is like, you know, I don't know. We're going to have to, you know, maybe say Miss Wanda can't come around anymore. We got to figure out something. So then Marcel's thing is like, you know, I don't even want to deal with this anymore, talk about this anymore. I want to get back to making money, build a business, you know. And he did let us know sometime earlier in the conversation that him and Martell talked about what happened right after the fight. And he said, we talked it over like men in a logistical way, and now we're good, and we see eye to eye. I'm like, okay. Now, it's true, men can solve problems sometimes better than women. Women, we do go below the belt. We get catty. We don't let things go. Maybe we don't forgive as easy sometimes. I'm not saying all women. I'm saying some women. Men can, you know, hit each other than they done, or go play in the basketball court, or some other sport, and get it all out, talk about it, and they move on. They don't hold a grudge typically, right? So I'm not saying all men either. So then, okay, so back to where we are at the conversation when Marcel's ready to kind of just drop it. He was saying, you know, me and Martell, after we were talking, after everything happened, and we're looking at the salon suites Destiny has, and, you know, we really see the potential there, the work we could do, and all that. And so Maurice is like, okay, so are you and Martell still going to work together after all this? Is that even possible? Marcel's like, yeah, I still be willing to work with him. Like, end of the day, like, you know, we do good business together and all this stuff. And so then Maurice asked Tisha the questions that Marcel needed to be asking Tisha. So Maurice is like, well, Tisha, how do you feel? What do you want to do? And Tisha was like, at this point, I don't want to do any business with Martell. I'm not interested in working with Martell. Like, once someone shows you who they are, like, a bunch of times, like, you need to just go with that. They're not going to show you anything different. And she's like, but, you know, I don't know what Marcel wants to do. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Like, I'm like, girl, you're the CEO. You do know what's going to happen with that. Like, see, that's what I mean, y'all. She shrunk back. Like, you're the CEO. If you don't want to work with Martell, you're not going to work with Martell. Like, you the majority owner. That's what I mean. She, like, lost that little bit of power for me. Like, Tisha, I want to... Anyway, she's frustrating me, y'all. I'm sorry. So then, she's like, well, I don't know. Like, with Marcel, he sounded like he still wants to move forward working with him. She's like, well, is that what you want to do, Marcel? Like, I don't want to assume or put words in your mouth. That's what you pretty much been saying, right? And so then he was like, you know, yeah, he would like to work with him, but he was like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to go outside my family to work with someone that's not, you know, going to be a potential, you know, harm. He's like, and you're the CEO, majority owner, like, I'm not going to do business with somebody who the majority owner is not doing business with. Basically, he's saying, like, I'm not going to go above you. You're my wife in the marriage, and you're the majority owner. I'm not going to go above you in this decision, which I'm so glad he said that. So glad. So then Maurice asked, okay, Marcel, so would you guys, like, hire Martell to be just a general contractor for you guys to do some work on the side or something? And so then Marcel was like, well, I'm not going to hire a general contractor that doesn't have a license. I hollered. Why are y'all even trying to do business with Martell? And then they told his business that he ain't got his license yet, because we've been wondering if Martell got his license. So he ain't got his license yet, y'all. And then Maurice hollered and leaned back. He's like, oh my gosh, like, why are you like this? I was like, oh, Martell, yeah. Marcel, y'all could just call it done at this point. Anyway, then we get to Mel and Martell's version of the story. I done got tired of going through all these versions, y'all. But anyway, I'm going to keep it popping for y'all. So Martell goes over to Mel's house. They go sit outside in the patio that she sweeped up a couple weeks ago. So she was like, thank you for coming, Martell. You know, I'm glad you came today, and I'm glad you came the other day. You had my back, and thank you for that. You know, I appreciate you. He's like, oh yeah, of course. You know, I ain't gonna let nobody harm you. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let anyone harm you. I know you ain't gonna let nobody harm me, and I'm always have your back, and you the mother of my 4 kids, and all this stuff. I'm like, y'all know this ain't gonna last long, but it's nice to see why we got it, right? So then they're just rehashing, everything that happened. And he was like, yeah, I didn't even see Miss Wanda run behind you, but I felt something behind my back. And they showing clips. And she was like, Martell's like, yeah, Destiny said you didn't say hi when you came in. She's like, I did say hi, but she said I didn't. She's like, I think she got a lying problem. She a liar. I'm like, no, Mel, she really did not hear you. Because, like, a lot of us didn't hear you the first time. Like, I didn't hear her the first time. I didn't know she said hi until they replayed the clip when she said run it back. Then I was like, oh, she did say hi. Nobody heard the hi. So Martell's like, really? And then Mel was talking about Maurice always want to jump in front of Marcel. I didn't understand why she said that, but she said Maurice wanted to jump in front of Marcel, and I don't even understand why they was doing all that. And Martell was like, yeah, I don't know either, but I thought Marcel we were having an understanding, but then, he got mad and all this. So they rehashing it, y'all, and they're like, the thing is, Miss Wanda needs not come around, and they know that we don't, deal with that kind of mess, so they really need to not bring Miss Wanda around. And they're like, yeah, it's like they want Miss Wanda to do their dirty work for them. Now, I personally do not think that the Scotts purposely want Miss Wanda to do her dirty work. First things first, Miss Wanda makes great TV, and Carlos King is aware of that. So Carlos King bring Miss Wanda around to make the show pop. Okay. Yes, and Miss Wanda goes too far. Miss Wanda shouldn't be talking about nobody's kids. Miss Wanda need to get off of Instagram Live and all the stuff she doing, Facebook. She needs to stop. She needs to stop. She needs, leave the host alone. She need to just stop all the stuff, her shenanigans. She needs to stop. She has no boundaries. Now, I don't believe the Scotts are using Miss Wanda to do dirty work for them or no kind of stuff like that. I do believe Miss Wanda got a mouthpiece on her, and I think that Tisha needs to kind of make her mom stop saying things, because it does look like Miss Wanda's fighting Tisha's battles. It's always looked like that, like Funky said. So anyway, they're saying they're tired of the mess, and Mel says that her confessional has been a long time coming, and she don't even want to deal with Miss Wanda anymore. She don't want her around anymore. If Miss Wanda on one side of the street with her, she gonna cross the street. So then Martell's like, I just want to get back to the way things were, like not necessarily the comeback group, but at least get to a place where we could all be, get along at least. And Mel's like, yeah, I feel like we've gotten away from what the original, purpose is and why we all came together originally, and it's kind of lost its way. And so Martell said, let's have a meeting, and I'll call the guys, and we'll have the original 6 of us come and meet. And Mel's like, oh yeah, let's meet at, I forgot the name of the place, but whatever was the very first place they ever met together to, I guess, try to figure out to form the comeback group, right? And so that scene for me was a little bit breaking the fourth wall, because I feel like it's what everyone's been saying who first fell in love with the show, like me, like y'all at the Brady Yvonne channel and all the other viewers. Like, we like the original concept of the show. That's what everybody keeps complaining about. Like, we missed the original concept of the show, why they came together to do the show, and the show has taken a different turn. So I feel like Mel was kind of speaking to what the audience has been saying. This whole last season and this half or so has been speaking to everything that the audience has been saying and what's going on social media. So that's why I feel that way. So he said they're going to get together, and Mel said we may not be able to fix it. It may not be any moving forward with them, but we'll see. Now, they're not trying to get the comeback group back together, but they is trying to get the 6 of them back on a cordial terms, right? So then we do see Tiffany go to visit Stormi. Now we're going to get this rehashing. So Stormi got that beautiful ranch. You can't take nothing from that girl. That's a boss lady right there. Shout out to Stormi. She got that beautiful ranch. They show her business. Like, Stormi got it going on, okay? So she got horses and stuff. I'm like, dude, she got farm handlers? Like, what's she doing? So Stormi is like, I invited Tiffany over because I really want to develop a relationship with her. And we both are dog lovers. And I thought we could bond over that and, try to build something. I'm like, Stormi doing that damage control. So Stormi had her dog Smoke or something. Yeah, that was the dog name. Nice dog. And so, or nice looking dog, I should say. Stormi like, where your dogs? Tiffany's like, me and Luz got horrible communication skills because the dog's at the vet, girl. So Tiffany didn't bring her dog. She didn't get the memo. So then Stormi dogs goes walking past the gate, and so Stormi's like, oh, he ain't gonna go that far, but then he started going far, and then Tiffany's like, oh, he going past the gay girl, and then she's like, no, Smoke, don't do this, Smoke, no, come back, Smoke. So then she's like, come on, Smoke, not today, because she was like, I'm not gonna run and chase you. That's what Stormi was giving. I'm not gonna run and chase his dog. So the dog got outside the gate, wherever the hell he's supposed to be going. And so then she's like, no. And so then she did a little slow jog. She wasn't trying to catch that dog. And then Tiffany's like, oh, shoot, and she's like, where's Courtney? And so then Courtney came out eating a sandwich, looking so irritated that they got him on camera and bothered. So then she was like, babe, the neighbors, like he at the neighbor's house. So then it looked like they probably go through this all the time with Smoke. So then Courtney go walk down slowly. He is not pressed to go grab that dog. He eating that sandwich and strolling, taking his time to get that dog. Eventually, he did get the dog, got the leash, and brought him back. See, Stormi let the dog, go, and that's where it went wrong. So anyway, Stormi and Tiffany start feeding the horses and all that, and then they sat down to talk about, just catch up on everything. Tiffany's asking Stormi, like, how are you managing everything? And Stormi's like, actually, it's really easy because I have a lot of help. And she's explaining how, everything's really going well. And Tiffany asked her, where's the baby? The baby's inside sleeping. So she was like, oh, like, are you on another one? So first Stormi was like, absolutely no way. Because I think her pregnancy was difficult, right? Then she's like, but not, like, since last time we talked, I do want another one. She's like, I could do it one more time. And then she's like, the third one, I would do a surrogate. So then, Tiffany, she want to try have her baby. Stormi's like, but do you want to start all over, girl? She's like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of do. I miss, having a baby. And, me and Lewis was out of town. That's why we didn't go to Destiny's event because we had a baseball stuff going on. So then they was like, yeah, speaking of the event, then it started raining. And so then they had to run. And let me tell you, Stormi was running that time. She ran to that porch. They got to the porch where, they were covered with some shelter. So they start talking about the event. And so Tiffany was like, yeah, Destiny said that Mel didn't speak to her. And then after Mel was done dealing with her, then she went to go deal with Miss Wanda. And then Stormi's like, what? Dealing with her? Like, what? And I was like, is that how Destiny said it? Y'all drop down in the comments because I didn't take it. The way Tiffany was describing it was not the way I took it, the way Destiny explained it to Tiffany. But y'all know Tiffany liked to put doves on everything. So anyway, Stormi was like, yeah, it was just crazy because Miss Wanda, like, she went to attack Mel from the back, and I've just never seen an old lady act like that. She's like, that was really the worst part of the event. And then Stormi was explaining how, the thing with Destiny saying Mel didn't speak to her. She's like, my thing is, if you feel like she didn't speak to her, like, or you didn't say something in the beginning, like, that was my thing. And Tiffany was saying, like, yeah, she was kind of upset because it got, bad press to her place of business. Like, it wasn't a good thing for a place of business. And so Stormi was like, well, I think it's good because, she got, everybody was there, and Madani, she got a lot of advertisement and all this stuff. And so that's what I said last week, Stormi, like, we on the same page, girl. So then Stormi confessional, Stormi got messy, y'all. Stormi was like, as far as I see it, like, Madani got a lot of advertisement that day. They got a lot of press. My motto is no good. There's no such thing as bad press. So she's like, she was getting a lot of, customers at Madani that day. And then she couldn't even say it without laughing. She was like, it's getting more attention than it was getting before. I was like, oh, see, this is why, Stormi, I'm not taking you seriously this season, girl. I'm not taking you seriously. I get what you try to do, but yeah, this is not 100% genuine, girl. But we see you. But yeah, but I said the same thing. But I want to go to Madani now because, I want to see what's the hoopla. So, it was good press. Destiny, don't feel no type of way, girl. Hopefully your business is getting popping. So, Stormi also let Tiffany know that she's about to do a commercial soon and she wants Tiffany to be involved. And Tiffany said yes. And she's like, I'll get with my salesperson and let you know. Okay, Stormi got a whole empire. You better go off, girl. Anyway, then let's see. Now we talk to Martell. And he goes down to see Chris Fletcher, who we haven't seen in a while, right? There's something about that Chris Fletcher. It's something about him. Anyway, we go down to his real estate office, and him and Martell go to catching up, y'all. Thirsty, y'all. Martell and him, are catching up on different things. He like beating around the bush, like he want to ask about the fight, but he had to like work his way up to it. He couldn't just directly say what happened with the fight over there. So he's asking about the kids, and he's like, I haven't seen you, since the wine event, and how's co-parenting, how's everything? And Martell's like, oh yeah, we just trying to move in a positive direction with the kids. And he lets Chris know that Mel invited him to go to Destin, Florida to the family trip, and he's like, oh, okay, you know, that's good. And so he was like, yeah, see, you guys are seem to be doing something better, because I seen heard about the brawl that happened and seemed to be holding. Martell's like, yeah, it's just crazy. And he's like, yeah, that was a crazy moment. And he's like, but, you know, with Marcel, I thought you were supposed to be doing, you guys are supposed to be getting back together with Scold and doing some business together. So how does that work out? And so Martell's like, you know, I don't really know how we're going to move forward. Like, I've always done things with integrity, and I'm just not sure. And so Chris is like, yeah, I don't know how that works. And then Martell said, I'm not going to do business with Marcel. So Martell said, you know what, I'm not going to move forward with buying back. Basically, he's not going to buy back in the school. He's not going to do anything with Marcel. I'm glad he said it, because Letitia already said no. So I'm glad we're going to already be on the same accord that Letitia don't want to work with Martell. Martell don't want to work with the Scotts. Good. They don't need to work together at this point. So it's just too many things now. So then Martell, you know, he was saying, well, yeah, I came over here, you know, because my lease is going to end in like 6 months, and I'm renting right now. I guess the owner of Martell's current house wants to sell, and he was saying, you know, it's a seller's market. And so he was saying, you know, I want to find a house. And so Chris was like, okay, yep. And so Chris made a joke saying, like, well, you may not be needing to get a house after you come back from Destin. And so then Martell's like, yeah, you never know. I'm like, you never know, it ain't gonna work. Okay, so then we get to Stormi and Destiny. So we do get to see Stormi's place of business once again. I know we've seen it last season, I believe. I love all the pink painting and the pink chairs and the decorations she had, and the like graffiti kind of art looking walls she had. It was really nice to see. Again, like, we applaud seeing Stormi's business and all that. Oh, Stormi, you was doing your thing, girl. So anyway, we see Destiny come in, of course. Destiny, she shot a lot of skin out for that business meeting. Well, it wasn't a business meeting, but y'all know what I mean. I was just like, oh, Destiny came ready to film. Destiny and Stormi sit down to talk, and Stormi is like, yeah, you know, I wanted to really talk with you after everything that happened. And Destiny was like, just explaining that, you know, I wasn't expecting you to come, but I did see you came with good intentions. And, you know, I appreciate you bringing the gifts and all that. But she's like, I wouldn't wear that Gucci purse. Like, I don't want to feel like a charity case where a purse somebody gave me. I'm like, girl, it was a gift. Like, Destiny got too much pride. And I just hope that she can work on that issue, because, girl, you don't need to have that much pride. Like, I get it. Sometimes I can have too much pride, and that's something I'm working on as well. But, girl, if somebody give me a Gucci purse, I'm going to wear that Gucci down. So, somebody give me a Gucci purse, matter of fact. So I can wear that Gucci. I would love to stroll into church tomorrow with some Gucci on my arm, okay? Don't be no fool, Destiny. So, she was saying, well, I would have wanted you to come through with your products to put in the store. And so, which we get at Destiny, but then Stormi basically explained, girl, see what happened was, you know, it was the distributors. I always dreamed of being in retail. I always want to go into retail. But then by the time I got to distributors, and I was about to get that set up, and then I thought about you and your store, but then they was like, wait a minute, because you got to deal with a broker, and you're not going to even have to deal with, you know, make sure the product is there. And then Stormi's like, so by the time, you know, I got to even thinking about it, you know, at that time it was a standstill, and it also was on the forefront of my mind and all this stuff. So Stormi was basically explaining all this business mumbo jumbo to explain that, girl, I'm not putting your products in my products in your store. I'm not doing it. So, but the explanation was fabulous. Stormi loved it. So then they get to talking, and Stormi's like, look, you know, I want to, you know, move forward with you. And like Mel said, we don't have no beef. We don't have no problems. And, you know, Mel's both of our friends, and I feel like we can all move forward. And Destiny's like, hold up. She's like, she may feel like she a friend of Mel, but don't say I'm Mel's friend like that. And so Destiny was like, well, no, like, I'm not a friend of Mel. Like, no, no, no. And so she was like, well, hopefully I want to get us all together and get past this and all this stuff. And she was like, after Galentine's, we was weird, but, we trying to get it back together. Like she said, he had no issues. And, Destiny did let Stormi know that she appreciated the intentions she came with at her event, but Mel did not come with good intentions. And she was talking about how Mel didn't speak, and Stormi's like, no, she did speak. And she was like, my thing is, if you didn't hear her speak, like, why you didn't say something when she first came in? Destiny was like, oh, I just couldn't do it. Like, I was already like on 10 from you came in, and I couldn't, like, basically, Destiny just couldn't get herself together at that point. She's like, God's still working on me. I just couldn't do it. My thing is, Destiny, I'm going to need you to get some emotional regulation, girl. Like, I get it. And she also said, like, at that point, like, when I'm that mad, like, I have to just be quiet and shut down because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. And you know what? If that's the best Destiny could do right now, then that's just the best she could do right now, right? And so, they were talking about all that. And when Stormi was saying, let's get the girls together, Destiny was like, how, the best way for me and you to move on is for you not to include Mel in us moving on. And so, you know what? That's just the best Destiny could do right now, y'all. That's all. So then we get down to the final scene, and we finally get to see our Miss Funky Dineva, aka Quentin. Shout out to Funky Dineva. We all love Funky Dineva. I'm a huge Funky Dineva fan, y'all. Huge fan. Like, I would love to meet Funky Dineva. Love to meet him. Love him so much. So anyway, I've been following his YouTube for a long time. I love it. So anyway, he comes down to Blacks. First we see Marcel playing bartender, messing up the drinks and stuff. I was like, Marcel, sit down. You don't know how to make a drink. So then the Funky Dineva strolls up, and he was like, oh, look at you, Marcel, looking like, Miami 5-0, because he had on that vacation looking shirt and sunglasses. By the way, y'all, I'm dying to get to Black. If I ever get to Huntsville for whatever reason, because right now I don't know what reason I would go to Huntsville, but if I ever get there, I want to go to Black. Anyway, so then, they all catching up and talking about Miami, and Q said he hasn't been to Huntsville since he was like 14 years old. Now he's 38. And Marcel saying his confessional, like, he really likes Funky Dineva. He likes Quentin. He's appreciated all of his insights over the years, and they've gained a mutual understanding of each other. So Tisha's there. She's like, I don't know why he here, because she know he finna come get the tea, right? So then Q was saying, like, the thing with Marcel, because, Marcel and Funky was having this little friendship thing going on. Tisha's like, oh, y'all got like a friendship. And she was like, you know what? The thing with Marcel is, like, most masculine, heterosexual brothers, like, they don't really, like, want to fool with me like that. They don't want to be my friend because I'm a gay Black man. But Marcel was never like that to me. He was always cool with me. He always kept it cool with me. And so, I respect him for that. And Marcel was like, my thing is, guys that are like that, they are, being homophobic. They have insecurities with themselves. They have something going on with themselves. And he was like, I'm here to prove that I could be, and they're toxic and everything. He's like, I could be a toxic man and not homophobic. And I'm glad Marcel recognized that he's a toxic man. So anyway, then Funky Dineva was like, we ain't coming here to talk about that. He was like, what's been going on, in Huntsville? And so Marcel's like, oh, Huntsville been cool, ain't nothing been going on. And so this thing was so set up. Anyway, he was like, not what I heard. So he's like, no, this Funky Dineva talking right here. He was like, I heard, did y'all have a little brawl in the parking lot or something? He's like, because I was on social media and I happened to be on Mel's. But she was going live, and it looked like you and Martell were fighting and all this stuff. And so then Marcel and Tisha kind of explained what happened. Well, actually, Tisha more so explained it. And so talking about Miss Wanda, and Marcel was saying, Martell was standing there, Tisha standing there. He had to, get in and all that. Same thing he's explaining. So Funky Dineva agreed. He was like, see, that's what y'all women don't be understanding. When y'all women be getting catty, y'all don't know, like, the level it can get to, and us men are there, and we don't know if y'all gonna fight or not, which is true. That's why I can agree with that. But the fight very last fight, when it was just the men over there, that had nothing to do with the women. Okay, because the Mel was in her car pretending to leave with her mama, and Letitia was somewhere else. So anyway, I think she was outside nearby. So then, Funky Dineva was asking Letitia, like, at what point do you tell your mom, like, enough is enough? At what point do you, tell her, like, she needs to stop? And he explained to her that, like, it looks like you have your mom fight your battles for you, and you're complacent because you don't say nothing. Like, your silence is giving complacent. And then she's like, no, that's not what it is. And he was like, that's just how it feels, like, us the viewers watching. And she's like, and I get that. She's like, but that's not the case. I've told my mom, like, to stay out of stuff. I told my mom to get off social media. I've told her, but she just doesn't listen. And then she's like, what am I to do if my mom's not listening? And he was like, you need to tell your mom, like, if she can't stop, then she needs to not come around there no more. She can't come around there no more. He was like, you have to tell her that. And Marcel's like, I know you ain't finna, like, now listen to him, because Marcel's been saying this. Everybody been saying this for the longest time. This ain't new information to Tisha. Tisha needs to set the boundary with her mom. Set the boundary. It's hard. It's easier said than done, though. Setting boundaries in any situation is much easier said than done. So anyway, she was like, okay, what if she don't listen, and he was like, that she can't come back around there. Like, you have to do it. And so that's pretty much where the episode ended, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.